Hi, Carolina and Megan here again with part 2 of our employment interview.
Okay, so today I'm going to be interviewing you, Carolina, and I see I've got your resume here and your cover letter and your application, so you have everything required, and to be honest, everything looks fantastic, so I'm excited to go through the interview process and get to know you a little bit better. So I would love to start by just asking you to tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Well, right now I am a college student. I'm in my last year, so I'll be graduating this June. I'm getting 2 degrees. I'm getting one in public relations and one in mass communication. I've also interned with Coca-Cola, and I've been with Marshall since 2009, since I came to Cal State San Bernardino.
Wow, very impressive. That's awesome. Okay, great. So what would you say that your biggest strengths are?
My strengths is I love getting out and talking to people, meeting people. I try to always be a positive person, and I think that transpires to other people, and especially in retail, I think that's extremely important because you need to inspire like the associates. You need to inspire the team that you have there because if they don't get it from you, they're not going to get it from anybody. So I think that's very important to have, and I think that's my main strength that I try to have.
Awesome. That's a wonderful skill to have. So what would you say your career goals are when you are a store manager?
My career goals, I would like to use the knowledge and stuff that I've gained from my degrees and also my experience that I had with my marketing internship with Coca-Cola to not only stay on a management level, but also potentially work at the district level too, to be able to use my ideas and inspire not only one store but many stores. I think that would be awesome.
Very cool. You're a very driven girl. So what do you know about this organization?
I know a lot about this organization. I know we're very open-minded and we're all about customer service. That is like priority to this company. And we have like the open door policy, which we want like the associates to know that they're always able to talk to us whenever they need to. Any member of management or a district leader or anybody. And I think that's really a good attribute to have in the culture of a company because that way associates feel like they can voice their opinions whenever they need to. And I think that's a really good thing about Miramax.
Okay, very cool. Um, so why would you say that you left your last job?
Well, I started my last job when I was 15 years old, and I worked there from 15 till 17. And the only reason it was at a pizza place at the Cabzon Outlets, and the only reason I left there is because I came to college. But and then as soon as I came to college, I started working for Marshalls. But I also went back there a couple of summers ago. My boss even let me go back and get some extra hours during the summertime. So I know if I ever needed to, I could go back there. That door was never shut for me. It was just because I moved and came to college.
Okay, very interesting. Um, so what have you done to improve your store manager knowledge in the last year?
Well, right now I do coordinator work, so I'm completely trained as a program coordinator. I have experience since I've been there since 2009. I have worked at the Redlands location and I've worked at the Tustin location. So I've worked at 2 different store locations, and I had the opportunity to open the Long Beach store. And during that store opening, and this was like 5 months after I started working there, I was already doing coordinator level work. So I was line busting for that entire grand opening. Um, but during the past year, what I've done is since I do work directly under the managers, I have them teach me any way, any time that they can that I can learn. So I already know how to I know how to SGM. I know how to transport stuff to other stores if need be for overstock purposes. I close down the registers at night. I know, and I sent emails to the regional people in our company too for different managers as well. And I try to use every working day as an experience to get that knowledge and get that experience do apply for that position.
Okay, great. So what do you think makes you a great candidate for this job in particular?
Well, as a manager, like I said before, it's really important to like inspire your workers, and I've already done that. Like I've already led a lot of meetings and stuff like that, and I try to let the different associates know, like, hey, like you could talk to me, and anything that you want to know, like I'll give you a complete honest viewpoint. And but of course, I'm only an associate at this time, so I do direct them toward the manager for any further questions. But I think that's important, and also just like the teamwork and being able to lead the associates, and it's also important about customer service. So I try to always go out of my way of saying thank you, doing the 10-foot, 10-second rule. So if there's a customer within 10 feet of me, I say hi to them. Are they finding everything okay? Do they need a basket? Are they holding a lot of things? It's the little things like that that drive customer service in Marshalls, and that's what keeps customers coming back. Like it's the relationship. It's like if a customer walks into another store and they're completely ignored, but it's like, okay prices, and then they come into our store and we're going above and beyond for them. Oh, you're back again? Oh, it's good to see you again. Like, you build that relationship and they keep coming back. And especially at the Redlands location, most of the people that come in there are regular customers. And I think it is because of our team here and going above and beyond for the customer.
Cool, awesome. Let's see here. Sorry, I lost my track. So what do you enjoy most about working in retail stores?
I like the customer engagement. I mean, the customer can make or break your day, but you always have to remember that you're a manager. You're the face for the company, and what you always want to do is go out of your way to make the customer happy. So I think that's about it.
Great, short and sweet. Let's see. What do you enjoy? Oh no, I already asked you that. Tell me about an experience where you felt you were at your best with helping a customer.
Probably whenever like customers come in and we notice that they may be older, that they might have it like a disability or something like that, like they're in a wheelchair or anything. Just going above and beyond, like, do you need help do you want to pull your car up and then we could help you load your stuff in? Or, instead of waiting in this long line of, 10 people, even though it goes fast, that's more walking for them. Like, kind of put yourself in their situation. Let them go to register one, so it's easier and more convenient for them, and they're more comfortable instead of having to walk around. Even though we can keep our lines down, it's just more convenient for them, and I think doing that whenever I can is like the best experience in me helping a customer. I know that I've really helped them.
Okay, what are your thoughts on relocating, and are you willing to do so if required?
Yes, I'm willing to relocate, especially since I'm graduating. So it's not like I have anything holding me here. So I'm always up for new experiences.
Okay, great. Um, so what are three top skills that you would say you have when it comes to retail assistant managing positions?
3 top skills is communication, because obviously I'm a communications major, and that's important because you need to know how to talk to your team, and you need to know how to talk to the customers. So that's one skill. The second skill would be just straight management skills. So doing things promptly and correctly and doing them right. And the next one would be to understand all the policies and procedures that we have, because that's where a lot of people may fall down on because they don't understand it. But if you understand all the policies and procedures, you can't really go wrong.
Okay, great. Could you describe your working hours as well as your previous position?
Well, all of my position ever since I've been at Marshalls, the only thing that's kind of altered my scheduling is school, because I go to school Monday through Friday. But besides that, I always try to have complete open availability during summertime, spring break, anything. You call me, I'll be there. Like, you call me an hour before saying I need to come in, I will be there. Very, very, very rarely do I ever say I can't, and if I don't, I think it's important to call and let them know that. But that's never been a thing for me. I'm always trying to be there prompt and right there, ready to work.
Right. Um, so can you give me an example of when you've worked under pressure?
Oh, all the time. Christmas time in retail. That's a lot of pressure. When you have a lot of customers that need help, and you have front end coordinator, you run the whole front line, and you have to manage the line. You have to make sure all the cashiers have receipt paper and change, and if they need approvals on anything, layaway deposit refunds, cancellations, if they need if a customer has a concern. And there's only one front end coordinator. So during the Christmas time, you're running from register 10 to register 1, back and forth, everyone's calling you, but it just makes you work better. I think I work better under that pressure because I'm fast, I'm proficient, and I try to get everything done, and I'm making the customers happy and making the line go smoothly. Like if I'm over there needing line bust, I'm over there line busting, making sure that hangers are off, or price checks are all done, and best methods is in full effect. All the cashiers are following that, making sure that everyone's asking about the TJX rewards card and following everything to a T. And I think that just makes me a better worker because I am working under that pressure.
Okay, great. Could you give me an example of when you felt angry at work? How did you cope with it, and did you still perform well without it hindering your workday?
Honestly, I don't really, there's very few things that make me angry. I might be upset about something, but you never let anything personal get to you. It's not personal. Anything that happens outside of work shouldn't be brought into work. It's completely two different atmospheres. And if, something at work makes you angry, we do have that open door policy. You could talk to the other managers about it, and that's completely fine. And but if you are angry, never ever let it transpire to your working. Just fuel that into a positive energy and working even harder and even better.
Great. Okay. Just a few more questions. So what kind of people do you find it difficult to work with?
Difficult? I think it's the people that don't want to be there. If you don't want to be there, it's hard to work with them. But I'm taking a class called Organizational Behavior. It's called OB. And it's really important to have a why perspective, they call it. And it's being very understanding. And because associates look up to managers. So that's the person you see. If the manager is in a bad mood, you're going to be in a bad mood. So it's really important to, instead of oh, that person, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think they're going to do bad, they're going to do bad. But if you think that they're going to do well, and you push them and you inspire them and you make them and you train them into a good worker, then amazing things will happen. So it's not difficult to work with them if you have the right perspective about it and you're there to help them and inspire them.
Okay, awesome. That's a really great answer. Would you say you're a self-starter, and give me an example to demonstrate that?
Oh, I am a complete self-starter, and this is why. Because especially I'm a closer. I close all the time because I have school all day. So whenever we close, whenever we get everything done is when we get out. So of course, at the end of the day, it's been a long day, you probably want to go home. So especially being an FEC, what I do is what I specifically do as FEC is I make sure, 15 minutes before closing time, I'm doing the announcement, and then I'm starting to organize the media and the registers. I have to remember, to shut down all the registers, do the closing process, do everything. And then as soon as we close, okay, then, Jose, he could go get cards, and Maria could do all the go backs, and I start doing that because it's important. We don't want to be there all night. We have a certain amount of payroll that we could pay for these people to be here. So we need to make sure that we're using our time efficiently. So that's a really good example for me in how I'm a self-starter because I want to get everything done. I want to get everything done in the shortest amount possible in the most proficient way. And that's what I always try to do when I'm there.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so what do you feel you can bring to this organization?
Oh, a lot of new ideas, a positive perspective, and a drive to go even further.
Nice. That was a good one. Okay. So describe a situation where you felt that you dealt with an unhappy customer, and how did you handle yourself?
People come in there and it happens, more frequently than not that they're not happy. But that's your position as a manager, an associate, or anyone who works for Marshalls or TJ Maxx is you have to go in above and beyond for them. Like find out, empathize with them, find out what's wrong and how you could solve the problem. Because if you stay closed-minded, then nothing will ever get solved and they'll leave unhappy. But if you actually are there and you're listening to them and you actually understand why they're upset and you go that extra step to make them happy, then why not do it? Like, that's what I always try to do when I'm FEC or I'm in charge of the front. So it seems to work pretty well.
Good, good. Okay. So my last question is there anything else you would like to add, or do you have any questions for me?
I don't really have any questions or anything. I've heard about this position for years now. My brother, because he does he's our regional credit manager, and he's tried to tell me a lot about it, and I'm very excited about hearing about it, and I'm very honored that I'm able to have this opportunity. So thank you.
No, thank you so much for taking the time to come in, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, that's it. Boom.
Boom.
Okay.